I know what needs to be done, but I don't do it. In general, there is something wrong in your life. It needs to be fixed at some point. Don't wait for next week. Don't wait for the months afterwards. Already figure out right now. If you know already that is what is going wrong right now, already what is the action plan to tackle it. Even if this waiting is just a 5 days waiting, it's 5 days too long. Because these are things, they're gonna always come and come again. You can't postpone these things. This life, this existence, always shows you things that are not possible from your mind to even imagine something like this is existing. We know nothing. And this also means that despite all the fact of trying to improve ourselves, trying to control our life, trying to make the best of our life, all of these things, yes, it's a good approach. It's good for like having this type of mindset. But ultimately, it's this life which is going to decide which journey any of us is going to go. It's not in our hands. Just as you learn to build something up, like that you learn to let go.
This is the call that you're feeling right now?
This is definitely the call, because elsewise the balance is not going to happen. You maybe need to help yourself, which again has then to do with step by step. You need to build yourself up, and it's not going to be easy. It's just not going to be easy. When it comes to this negativity, either you find the right methods, merge together with your own effort to do something about it, which is the hard way, or you're lucky enough to have friends, a surrounding, a family, who at least for the beginning can give you that additional support for you to keep moving. But the question is, same like with the habits of watching at the phone. Why are you negative at the moment? It's the consequence. Look at the past weeks, look at the past months, look at the past life. Who are your friends? What have you spent time in? What did you do? In Asia, sometimes there is something what we call cause and effect. Like apple seed leads to apple tree, orange seed leads to orange tree. Means right now you are so negative. Right now you're caught in the trap. What is it that brought you in there? So what you're looking at right now is the effect is you're negative. What are the causes that brought this negativity? And that also again makes you already a little bit more wise, knowing where maybe to start the adjustment with the causes. Start removing step by step the causes that ultimately were leading to your depression, to your negativity, to your attitude that you have right now. The person you are right now is like the summary of the past actions. Who are you going to be in the future? Everything you do from this moment on. That's the future. I come to the conclusion, there's something you can do about your life, and there is something you have no influence on. And this is where there's no other way for me to have trust. As a fundamental basis of knowing the ultimate essence is a true essence, a good essence, which just tries to meet. And why do you meet? Because maybe there's a lesson to learn from each and every one. And what the one has, you maybe not yet. And so the exchange starts. And all with the one purpose, probably. To bring out the best version and best potential about what you can become. I think this is it. Because I think this is where the essence flows through your whole being. You do it with your heart, or better, you don't do it at all. You do it with your heart, chances are super high, it's fulfilling. Nothing to look for. You do it by thinking, you do it because of rational decision, without the heart being involved. It's okay to a certain extent, but you're going to reach the limit. Your life's going to be functional, it's not going to be fulfilling. The message in a way is, whatever you do, it's good to integrate the heart, to integrate and ask what is the underlying feeling in your average day. Is your life in your hands? Yes or no? There is something which is in your hands, and there is something which is not in your hands. Even if it is written in the stars, you're gonna be a successful businessman, just as an example. Maybe it's the destiny, but you are not putting the work down. You are not waking up early in the morning, you're not answering the emails, you don't educate yourself, you don't understand how the processes are working, none of this. Then even if destiny is maybe written down, but it's still not gonna happen, because your actions that you're doing are not fitting to what is written down to your destiny. For me, the search has always been what might be written down, where is your path maybe leading to, and what are now the necessary steps that I have to put in to fulfill that mission. Where is opening, there is closing. Where is free flow, on the other side you have stagnation. Everything we do on our daily basis, in the moment where you are taking decisions, where you are making plans for the future, if you are aware, if you have some type of awareness for yourself, you can sense already, if I'm going to make this decision, what of these two things is going to happen inside of you? Is there coming more light into your life, or is there coming a little bit more darkness into the life? Is it a burden into your life, or is it actually something which frees up, like something falls down from your heart, the stone falls from your heart? Is it more light? Is it more dark? This expansion, you feel like, okay, there is something growing. Your heart is opening. The love for life is increasing, not the hate for life. I hate this life because I have too many obligations. How does this expansion feel? Yes, everybody needs to feel this for himself. That's why I cannot tell you what causes expansion for me. Maybe it is not causing expansion for you. It's not about what we do on the outside. It's about how your internal world is reacting to the things that you are doing in your life. That's why it's individual. That's why I'm not a person propagating one type of exactly way of life. It's not gonna happen. The only thing is I have some guidelines, and I can feel and sense inside myself, for me, when I do decisions that are keeping me small, and when I do decisions that I feel that feels right. And it's not just benefiting myself, it's also benefiting more people. Then that decision is very clear for me. Whenever I had the feeling in my life that this fits together, so I had the feeling I have to go to this country now. I try to do everything in order to be able to go to that country. And when these things come together, somehow next step came for me. Something happened in that country, somebody I meet in that country, that then somehow gives another layer now back to this life, where I had the feeling that, okay, seems to be like the next mission maybe, seems to be like the next challenge whatsoever. This is where I say the things are not separated. So my search has always been, okay, I look, what is the global spirit on the one side telling me, and what is my personal internal fire, where does this want to go? And if these two things come together, this is my guideline. If I have personal goals where I feel it's not the right time for my personal goals, I don't push them. But if I feel like, okay, there are like, the constellation is right for something, I can feel the constellation is right, because this is the only thing that I can influence. I can influence my actions. I cannot influence what, let's say, comes to me. I cannot influence the coincidence. But once it comes, then I just ask myself, how quickly am I able to adapt myself in order to get in harmony and align myself with this next step? This is my guideline. This is maybe what you would call my belief.
Stop making too concrete plans and ideas how your life is supposed to look like. Let's just imagine we plan everything into detail. You plan it so well that actually you know already where you are going to be in 10 years. What's the point of waiting 10 years long, knowing already what's going to be the outcome? Like, you know right now already what's going to await you in 10 years. It's pointless. There is something completely missing that we humans are able to tap into. And this means sometimes that spontaneous things is what is adding the salt, that is adding the spices into it. If everything would be planned, let's put it like this, it's boring. I think it is the balance, a personal balance, or people need to find for themselves about, I am determined, I commit to something, I give my life a direction. Let's put it like this. You give a direction, but what appears along the way, walking towards the direction, this is you're open to. It's a kind of combination. It's not that you like freely float around in all directions, no. You are committed, you have a goal, that one is fine. But along this way, there is still something about spontaneity, there's still something about being able to adapt, being flexible, and also to sometimes immerse yourself into something that inside of your plan just wasn't there at the point of planning. Is it possible that the way how I am looking right now into this lifetime, the challenges that I am facing at this point in time, could it be, first of all, that I created them myself? This is one question. And second one is it also maybe showing up like this right now, everything, because I was not skillful enough and haven't discovered yet what is my potential. Figuring out what is your potential, and second one is see who is the one who created all of this. Who is the creator of all the suffering that you are having in your lifetime? I can give you the answer already right now. As long as you point out what's there, it's wrong. I think this is a good starting point. Take your life in your own hands, and from there it begins. The faster it grows on the one side, the more and deeper the understanding also becomes to the inside. The question simply is, on which side are you standing? Or maybe you don't even need a side to stand on, because it's all connected. It's neither optimistic nor is it pessimistic. In my view, it is a different experience that's gonna come, no matter in which way. It's a new experience that is just gonna expand the realization how much is possible in this world. You can go to the Mars on the one side, and on the other side you can go into the deepest layers of what you find inside there, inside yourself. Both of these methods are existing nowadays. I like to ride motorcycle, I like to ride scooter, and so there was one time when I was riding a mountain road, a 4-hour drive, and on top of that mountain there was a coffee, and I also like to drink coffee from time to time. After riding the bike there, looking forward to have like the first coffee at half of the journey, and then I was standing there at this terrace in the middle of the jungle, standing there with a coffee cup, looking down at the valley, which is the jungle, and seeing the monkeys jumping around there. That for me was such a moment I remember where something shifted a little bit, where I would really say that was the time I felt again how I arrived. There was nothing to want in that moment. It was the realization in a way. Yeah, and then this internal smile comes out. It's like the heart starts to laugh. From inside, it's like, it feels really joyful. These are like moments that sometimes pop up over and over again. And what all of them I think have in common is there is something about arriving in the moment. The past, you don't know the past is there. The future, there are no thoughts about the future. You just arrive. You just arrive and realize, what if that's it? There's no wanting anymore. It's full already. The fullness has entered your perception. You have realized it's full right now already. And so this is a very, very special feeling that I don't know if I would call it happiness, but it is a very, very fulfilling moment. So these moments of fullness, of being fulfilled, sometimes these moments you have in a partnership when it's really, really fulfilling. The only problem is you have that moment, but it's based on a condition. It's outsourced to your partner. So with the partner, you have it. Without the partner, it's gone. So that again, it means something outsourced. So therefore, it's nice to be able to have this type of relationship, but it would be even better if you find the answer to that state of being by yourself completely. And then whoever accompanies you, it doesn't matter.
I'm not here to judge whether something is good or whether something is bad. But I'm just saying that if you have placed something upon your mind, that right now you are trying with your lifetime to make it become real, but this is what you're trying to put into this life. It's not even an idea that comes from you. It can go very wrong to one day find out that you have lived a life and invested your lifetime following up on a vision, on an expectation or anything like this, which first of all was never something initially coming from yourself, and afterwards, even if you followed up on it and achieved it, afterwards realize it doesn't give you what you were looking for in this lifetime.
It's not useful for me to judge the world by this is good, by this is bad. So therefore, how to take decisions? Based on consequence. Whatever you do, it's gonna bring out consequences. And you decide if you are able to live. That's it. This is what you base your decision on. Is it good to do this or not? Is it bad to do this or not? I don't know. What's the consequence of this and what's the consequence of that? Which one of these two you prefer to live with in the future? That one you take. It's an individual choice. There are people who have the luck, who for themselves, they just tap into their intuition. They follow their gut feeling or they follow their heart. Sometimes you have people like this, they never take any advice from anybody else around them, but their life is running good. They are happy with the decisions and the outcome. Yeah, people are different. Maybe this is a type of person, he has some type of clarity already. This is why the intuition helps. Why he can so quickly identify it and follow up upon it. But intuition is also something not everybody has it in the same amount.
It depends on the openness of the mind eventually. Everything on the openness of yourself. So if somebody is 50 years old, but he is still open to life. Open to life means you actually realize about yourself that you know nothing about this lifetime. You have 50 years of human life, yeah, but 50 years is 50 years, yeah. So it really depends on how open are you staying throughout your journey in this lifetime. If you always take care of staying open, there is no limit in terms of how much and how much more are you able to develop yourself. The more limited, the more restricted, the more closed you are. The more you think you are perfect, the less you're gonna change. Right now, we can sit here. We call this life. We all wish that now we have life. We hope this life is going to be 70, 80, 90, maybe 100 years long. And after these 100 years, then death can come.
Yeah.
Death and life is not a chronology. Who gives you the guarantee? Not right now. No matter how healthy you're living, you get a heart attack right now. Where's the guarantee?
I don't have one. It's one of my fears.
Yeah. Me, I don't have it either. I don't have the guarantee. I don't know every morning if I wake up. Death is not coming later. Life and death simultaneously at the same time. So using this type of perspective, success and failure, there is no successful person I know in this world who does not at the same time has success on this side and can prove to me on the other side all of the failures that eventually led to his success.
True.
So what it means is to live in a world where you think that we are living in a world which is about life. It is about light. It is about moving upwards. It is about successful. It is about beautiful. It is about higher, faster, better. This type of propaganda of making the human believe this life is one-directional and that you can choose, I think is a misconception. And one day I feel the very hard reality is gonna come. And the reality is that this one and this one, losing, failure, letting go,
dying, getting sick. It is a part of every human being's lifetime. Now, just looking at the world, what is it that is propagated? Where is all the energy of the human being going? It only goes in this direction because it feels comfortable. Security. Insecurity is nothing. Uncertainty is nothing that you feel comfortable to deal with it. But what I'm saying is, this and that, they belong together. There is no way out. And the earlier you start to realize this, the more real your view about this existence, about your life becomes. And what it means is you start to appreciate way more what you have right now instead of running around, starting to chase some things over and over again to afterwards realize you come alone, you go alone.
How do I get something from what at the moment is only in my mind into something that it becomes real? When is something real? It's real when it's here. When also other people can see it, not just you in the mind, then it's real. And how do we make this now happen? Of course, you need a small step-by-step plan. And you break your ideas down into walkable steps. But along this plan, along this way of trying to make it become real, you need to find more and more ways. How does something so fine like your thoughts start to shape into a form? So it is about find ways to give it expression. Write it down on paper. One way of giving thoughts an expression. Speaking it out to your friends. More people know about it. Writing it onto your fridge. Something where the thought starts to enter into your visible world. These are small things that just support you on this mission. The next step would be whatever you would like to achieve there. What skills are necessary? Do you have the skills? A little bit more nicely drawn. It means you want to go on a mission, but at the moment you don't know yet in which direction you have to move. The first thing in order for you to answer this question, which direction to move, is you need to know your location. This now translated into, so what is it I'm supposed to do? Who are you at the moment? What are your abilities at this very moment? What do you have available time-wise, financial-wise? It doesn't matter. In which situation are you right now? We need to see where is our actual location. At least now you have a hint. If you're located here, you know you need to walk here, east. If you are located here, it's not east, because then you're going to make a long way. So that it really depends on where are you located. And this is why it's from person to person. It's different, and I cannot always tell to the same person, so you want to go there? Go east. You want to go there too? You also go east. No, because they are not starting from the same position. Some people have already some education and some experience previously that will immensely help them to already start from a different point. But where have we been? Skills.
Is that structure and the pattern of you are never enough of where you are. There is always something more. There was a time we had no mobile phones. It came out, of course there was time we wanted to have it. We did everything, we went to work, we earned the money, you got it. You got it, it didn't last. You looked for the next thing for achieving. You look for the next trophy to get again. You got the trophy, not enough. It's going to collect dust, you need the next one. So there I see there is a pattern. The pattern of how to spend your lifetime running after achievements and running after trophies that at the end of the day going to collect dust. You're going to not take them with you wherever you're going to go when you pass away. It's maybe part of how you can spend your lifetime. It's not fulfilling. And this is the moment where then maybe some people talk about spirituality, a higher sense, a purpose. This is where then it came to me, where I started asking myself questions. What is it essentially I would like to do with this lifetime that has been given to me? It's not about knowing. It's not about knowing there are patterns. It's not about knowing this is good, this is bad. It's about you know it, what you're going to do with it. What is your human expression with the knowledge that you have just attained in this lifetime? Everybody knows smoking too much is not good. What you going to do with it? And this is where this practice comes in. Because it's hard, we need to practice. Because you cannot just like jump in the ocean and then start swimming. If you've never done it before, you're just going to drown. So what you're going to do? Step by step, train, practice, grow in confidence, grow in skill. And what's the advantage of it? A big threat is being taken off from your life. A big threat of just like going in the ocean and drowning. Instead of drowning even, you will start to realize how nice it probably even is to simply be in the wide, wide ocean, free. There's something special about it, but only if you have the skill. Without skill, it's like deadly. It's not the ocean that is the danger. The danger is that you are putting yourself in situations into life without proper skills. How much real energy, real effort, real discipline have you put into your daily life in order to get to those 100 push-ups? And this is the whole idea about what is it? Skill. You don't get skill as a present in this lifetime. You might get a talent, you might have a gift coming to this world, maybe from your parents, maybe from another source. You are gifted with something. But if you don't cultivate that gift on a regular basis, even that gift will just dissolve. And therefore, skill means there is some continuity to it, and there is the conscious investment of going through hardship. Because why can't you do the 100? Because you have never forced yourself pushing through your limits. When your muscles started hurting, you already stopped. Yeah, that's why you go to the point where it's burning, you get used to the burning, and next day you continue. So there's something about hitting the limit and step by step overcoming it. So, and this is where like this relation for me from the physical martial art practice, taking it back to how to build a proper, purposeful, fulfilling lifetime. I think it is very much related upon skill. How skillful are you walking through this lifetime? And the more skillful you are, the more beautiful, the more easy, the more playful, the more enjoyable you can walk through it. This is like the whole analogy, how I can maybe express it. If you want to go deep in something, time is necessary in how much you're spending with something, but at the same time, it's also your ability to observe.
We talk a lot about mindset. It's all about mind. This is the essence of the Shaolin practices, not to forget. This is the essence. This is where all of the beautiful forms, the hardening, the fighting aspect of it, where at the end, all of it boils down to the point, how much have you understood about your life during this lifetime that you have available. That is the core. That definition of freedom to do what you want at any time that you want. Just feel free without any type of restriction. I don't think this is the way how a human in this world is learning to grow. There is, derived from the ancient teachings, a saying, there is no progress, there is no development without restriction. And this means sometimes you need to have somebody telling you what you are supposed to do. Even if you feel like sleeping until like 10, 11 o'clock, well, it's not good to do. It's wake up, do your disciplined structure, and then learn to just do things which are not based on your own sense of comfort. But this sense of comfort is not helpful when it comes to developing yourself. This lifetime is not just about roses and butterflies. Sometimes you are meeting situations that you have to face and that you have to go through, meaning you're gonna meet conflict. At one or another point, you're gonna meet the feeling of having competition. How does all this physicality, all this practicing of using the body translate into your mindset, translate into what type of character are you? Do you have patience? Do you have discipline? Do you have willpower? This is the question. Because when we go to school, there are subjects that we are learning. Mathematics, biology, physics, chemistry. But every human being has something. We have something inside of us. Some people, you would say, they have discipline. Other people, they don't have it. Some people have gratefulness. Other people don't have it. Some people have a natural sense of respect. Other people don't have it. So the question is it coincidence that you are born with respect or that you are born with discipline? Or is these character traits something that need to be and can be developed inside the human being? Because if you are disciplined, you're going to have this discipline because it's part of your character. You're going to carry it on for whatever you are doing. Going to school, going to university, having your first job, building up your own company, doesn't matter what it is. This is that interesting part, what all of these Shaolin practices, what it is about. It is about figuring out what is the core of you as a human being that you can develop, and then afterwards, what you are doing with this core really doesn't matter. Some people make a professional life in sports, other people make a profession by being an entrepreneur, other people, they stay employed, other people build houses. It doesn't really matter. The thing is, along the way of creating something in this lifetime, there are some helpful human character traits or mindsets that I think they need development. And the question is now how to develop them. From my observation and sensing into myself, the more you're used or getting used to something, the more habits actually you are starting to develop. So we humans are beings of habit. The question is, if 20 years long you lived a type of life where there was not a lot of discipline involved, you can still develop it, of course, in the 21st years and onwards. But before that, we have to somehow balance out these 20 years of your habit of being undisciplined. What it means is, the older you get, the more habits you already have, the more difficult it will become to change any of them. This is why starting as early as possible is the easiest way to program yourself, condition yourself in the right direction of what type of habits, what type of thinking patterns you would like to develop in yourself. You become very, very sensitive what type of physical changes are going on inside of you. What type of emotional changes are you dealing with on a daily basis? How is your mindset? How is the way of your thinking? What type of thoughts rising up in the morning, carrying out throughout the day? With what type of thoughts are you going to bed? What type of things are you dreaming? If you are numb, if you are sleeping, you are simply unaware of all of these things that are happening within a 24-hour, within a 7-day week, and within the 30 days month, and then within the whole year, and then within 100 years, one lifetime. Only if we know where a problem is located, only then we can adjust it. Theory is theory. Knowledge is knowledge. The theory doesn't change your life. The knowledge doesn't change your life. At the end of the day, it is action, action, action. That's it. Because if this life would be about knowledge, just stay at home, Google knows more. There is no human being who has that type of knowledge like Google has. But that's not it. You are receiving information. You are understanding the information. But the very important part, what you carry inside of you, knowledge, understanding. How does this translate into the 24-hour day so that everything that you know in theory starts to manifest also in real life? The universe only cares about the truth. The question is, but what do you refer as being the truth? Well, one of these truths for me is being given the gift of living this lifetime right now on earth inside a human body and live it miserably, live it sad, live it angry, live it
in jealousy, they live it in internal destruction, sorry, it just doesn't make sense. I don't think the point of living this life is suffering more than necessary. What to do with the suffering? Well, you need to face it. You need to look it in the eye. Whatever is so fearful to you, whatever seems so impossible for you to do, whatever is like really challenging you, that is the one made as a challenge for you in this lifetime to face it. Some people have the ability to face it, some people do not have the ability to face it. Why? Two very important things are missing. Number one, the ability to let go is one very, very big part. The skill, the willingness to let go, the fact of letting go is number one. And number two, to have courage to face the fear, to face the truth, to face the darkness, to go into the dark. Because this is what it's about. To discover the purpose of life, to discover the intensity and the greatness of life, there is no alternative than being able to face the darkness and being able to jump into the unknown. But this is nothing that we humans are trained of. This is nothing that we humans are programmed to do in order to jump into the unknown. Because everything that we have grown up in the whole world is not about prepare yourself for the uncertainty. It is build up your illusion of security. This is where the worlds are colliding. Courage and the ability to let go. And these two elements, if you don't have them, courage and the ability to let go, because the growth of mental skills and the growth of physical skills is because you are continuously confronted with the comfort zone and are being forced to leave it, to move beyond the comfort zone. Something hurts, but it's okay, let's go through it. Pain is not going to stop us. It's just an indication this is where, at this moment in time, our limit is. And because we understand this on the physical level, it starts to transcend and translate into the mental way of thinking. If the suffering is there, I'm not going to run away from it, I'm not going to ignore it, I'm going to find a way to overcome the suffering. And this is the very, very important distinction, what I think this life is about. To overcome the suffering. Not to ignore the suffering, not to run away from the suffering, not to create your dream world in order to not face the suffering. No, the suffering is there, the enemy is there, face it. If you're not strong enough to face it at this moment, invest your lifetime to make yourself strong enough to one day be able to face it. In my world, if you don't face it, it will always be part of your existence.